Yo, 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 what is up for another episode of Monday with Molly? Wow, that was real pitchy and just bad. Oh, end of August, here we go. YouTube, you know what to do. Share, like, subscribe. I hope these videos are helping you and the people you care about. That is the whole purpose of doing them in the first place. So please feel free to subscribe and share. All right, today's video is called, What is your kryptonite? What is your kryptonite? And I don't know if anyone is young enough to not even know what that means, but if you don't know, just Google Superman's kryptonite. All right, so this topic came to me this morning. I was out for a run with some friends, and my kryptonite was reinforced today. we did a 5-mile run, and then we were going to meet people after to do a scheduled 3-mile run, and some people were running 12 and some were running 20, and 3 to 5 right now. I'm not training for anything. That's kind of my sweet spot. I can handle that. So I meet a few people early, and we're on this really nice path. Temperature was great, nice and cool. I'm all about cooler weather. Great people, great weather. So we run, it's on this path, and bike path. So we run out 2.5, turn around and come back. So we're doing the 2.5, fine. We turn around, and just all of the, I'm going to use this term loosely, post-traumatic stress of my marathon training and triathlon training in the past came flooding back to me, because there's another path I used to run on when I was training for my marathons. And I literally cannot run that path anymore. I can walk it, I can bike it, I can rollerblade it, but oh my gosh. Even right now I'm thinking of it. The whole 2.5 miles back, I just was like, I'm just gonna walk. This is stupid. I wanted to curse the path out. Physically I felt fine. Mentally, it was breaking me. Let's change that language. Mentally, I was allowing it to break me. It wasn't doing anything to me. God, watch our language. So, I mean, it was really uncomfortable mentally. And I'm thinking, you can run 2.5 miles. So I was flipping my 20 like crazy. But it just reinforced what I knew. But I'm like, well, it's a different path. Maybe I'll like it. No. And next week they're running at an out and back path. I will not be doing that. I have other challenges in my life, and that one is just not one I enjoy. However, the point of it too is I still finished it. And we have to have strategies on how we handle things when our kryptonite shows up. I mean, I'm sure we have multiple kryptonites, but that for me, it was like blaring in my face. So for you, what is your strategy on when your kryptonite happens, and whether you walk right into it knowing it, if it blindsides you, how do you handle it? Right? I literally kept saying, okay, flip your 20, girl, you got this. It's only 2 miles. It's only 1.5 miles. And the other thing I was thinking too that helped out was last night I watched a documentary on, I don't know if it's documentary. Might depend on what part of the country you're from. On Netflix, called Rising Phoenix. If you get a chance and you need some motivation, go check it out. Rising Phoenix is about Paralympic athletes from all different sports around the world. I mean, just motivating and like amazing. So the whole way back, I was also thinking about them. I'm like, okay, if they can do their sport, like literally with no arms and legs, I can run 2 miles. So it just helps me put some things in perspective, because they were so awe-inspiring and like, an intense, oh my God, like amazing. Go watch it. Rising Phoenix on Netflix. So, but that also gets me thinking, okay, kryptonite's like the top level, but it also kind of got me thinking like about pet peeves, right? I think pet peeves are like a lower level of kryptonite, and how you handle those. Like for me, I'll give you 2 of my pet peeves and how I handle it. One is, and I think I've always been like this, and it's still something I'm working on, but it's just how I handle it now is the change. Is I'm a real big fan of say what you mean and mean what you say. And if my counselor is watching this, or if she were to watch it, she would probably choke on her coffee. She's like, yep. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Right? That's just part of me, like, being able to trust someone. And, like, if you say, oh, yes, I'll go meet you at whatever time at the place, and you just, like, didn't show up. What? Or if you say, oh, yeah, I'll make sure I put that in the mail. You should have it in a week. And it's like 3 weeks later, and you're like, oh, I forgot. Someone's birthday on the street. We got some honking going on. No, not that, can have some grace. People forget things. But for me, that's really important. So before I get angry and mad and just like bitter and like forget you, but now I can be like, I can go, okay, they probably did the best they could. Maybe they did forget. They got a lot of things going on. I give them a generous assumption, which is what Brene Brown says, which I love her. If I ever see her in real life, I will fangirl so hard. But a generous assumption, like giving someone the benefit of the doubt, and just in your mind saying they were doing the best that they could. So that's how I handle it all, because there are going to be people that say one thing and do the other. I can't control that. All I can control is how I respond to it. Which, isn't that true for everything? Well, let's be honest. So that's one way I handle that pet peeve. So it's like, right, so kryptonite, out and back, running paths, say what you mean what you say. And the last one that I'll leave on is, my other pet peeve is, and this is also Brene Brown, it's like Brene's episode, is when she talks about being brave, and she uses the acronym braving, and V stands for vault. And anyone who knows me knows I'm a vault. You tell me something you don't want anyone else to know, or I think that's probably a private thing, even if you didn't explicitly say it, I'm a vault, man. I don't tell anybody anything. And to me, that's part of, again, just trust and integrity and being a person of your word. I won't tell someone, so I don't tell someone. So for me, the pet peeve comes with, and here's how I handle it, is let's say I'm talking to my imaginary friend, we'll pretend she's real, Jamie, which, by the way, I always thought Jamie, or maybe Jackie, would be like a cool name for me. Anyway, sidebar. Let's say I'm talking to my friend Jamie, and Jamie is telling me is like kind of gossiping about Mark. Something Mark did, and not a productive vent, not like, gosh, Mark did this thing and I'm really trying to figure out how to navigate through it. Not that. Just kind of gossiping. Or saying things about Mark that she shouldn't be telling me, because it's none of my business. I know, like, that's a pet peeve of mine, because what I know is the moment Jamie goes and talks to somebody else, she's going to be talking about me and sharing things that I don't want her to share, because she just proved it. Like, when I heard Brene say it, I was like, oh, Brene, that is so me. So what I do is when I see people or engage with people, friends, acquaintances who do that, I register it. Okay. They're talking about so-and-so. I will make sure I don't tell this person anything personal, private, sensitive, or just whatever that I wouldn't want getting out to anybody else. Because they've proven that that's what they'll do. So it doesn't, and again, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm perfect, but I'm real vaulty. Like real vaulty. So, anyway, so that's how I handle it. I just then don't turn and tell that person things that I know will spread. So I hope this makes sense to you. Again, kryptonite, how do you handle it, is going to come in. And then we trickle down to different pet peeves, and especially now with things still being so out of our control and going back to school and all the things, we're going to be, whether it's triggered or pet peeves come in or you feel frustrated way more easily, we have to have ways to respond to it. So those are just a couple of examples that I come across and how I handle it, because I can never control the other person. I can only control what's going on up here and how I respond to it. So I hope that helped you, people you care about. If it does, please go ahead, share, like, subscribe. We got 4 more months of videos. I still have 2 a week for the next 4 months. I think I'm still shy of 600 subscribers, working on getting to 1,000. We'll see if I get there by the end of the year. If not, I'll keep trying. I'll keep taking action. All right. Have a great rest of the day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll see you in a few days for the next Flip Your 20 Friday. Peace.